This is C.J. Watson. The Pelicans trail.
This New Orleans team is now in their second season as the Pelicans. The name, which was subject to some critique early on, has actually turned out to be nice for the franchise with a new group of players, new ownership, and it fits nicely into creating a new identity.
3 on the clock. Here's Gordon. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
And very quickly here in the first quarter, pronounced advantage for them on the glass.
Yeah, that's a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well.
The prodigy, he's checked in for Cole.
And guys, you look at some of the numbers here for C.J. Watson. His last 10 games, 2 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Those aren't bad numbers, but they're not the kind that are going to earn a lot of extra minutes for him either.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if he wants to play a bigger role, a larger role on the team, those numbers are going to have to be better than just decent. You know, he's not somebody they lean on for points, but when he does score, that's a bonus.
The prodigy passes to Gordon. New Orleans moving it around, and that one's good. The prodigy's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And he was 1 step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Watson kicks it to West. And here's Watson, averaging 8 points a game. Outside Hill. This one for 3. They get it back. The layup off target.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
The prodigy, and the jumper is on the mark. The prodigy's got 5 now. The Pacers have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Watson with it, picked up by Davis. West dishes to Watson. Back to West. Now the pass to Watson. The feed to Hibbert. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Roy Hibbert really an all-around contributor at the center position. An elite rim protector who can pass, post up, and even knock a shot down from the high post. He really does a lot of things to help you win.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Gintz is checked in, and it's Anderson in for Davis. Luis Scola, he's checked in for the Pacers. Donald Sloan comes in for Hill. On the wing, Gordon. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Utah. Here's Sloan, defended by Gordon. Sloan passes to Watson. That's good. Watson's got his second basket of the game. And Hibbert with the nice soft touch on that hook shot. With his height, you're not going to block that one.
You're exactly right, Kevin. He's got a really nice touch. One of the better free throw shooters among big men in the league as well.
Indiana's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Here's Watson. Fast break. Here we go. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, trade rumors circulated around Eric Gordon last season. Makes you wonder if there was some buyer's remorse from the Pelicans after they matched the Suns' 4-year, almost $60 million offer sheet.
Lavoy Allen's checked in for Roy Hibbert. Indiana trailing here. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Earlier, I spoke with Frank Vogel. One player who's really on his mind in this matchup is Eric Gordon. He said of Gordon, he can shoot with deep range and has the strength and explosiveness to go by you if you overcommit and finish or get himself to the line. So he's just an underrated scorer in this league, and it's going to take a total team effort to slow him down. Kevin, will see how they do.
Thanks, Doris. And for Eric Gordon, guys who had expressed some dissatisfaction with the situation in New Orleans, rumors, in fact, existed of a rift last season with him and Coach Monty Williams.
Well, that frequently happens on teams that are struggling like the Pelicans did last year. And, you know, sometimes the contract can make a trade more difficult, so he may be stuck in New Orleans. And, man, you just have to get healthy and deliver and make the best of whatever situation you're in.
Watson kicks to George. shot to stop the run. Rebounded by Ajinça.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Outside Gordon. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pacers trail by 7. Pass to Sloan. Kicks it out to Allen. He dishes it to Sloan. On the wing, George. The three-pointer, no good.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costing.
Here's the prodigy. Misses the three. Last game in New Orleans, they picked up the win against the Utah Jazz.
And they were so proficient in that game offensively, guys. Their passing was dynamic, shot making, there was really good flow to their offense.
Well, they played a very intelligent game of basketball, Steve, and those two things go hand in hand.
For Indiana, they had put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. New Orleans making a switch here. Cunningham's checked in. And he makes both free throws.
They find themselves down here in the first, and a lot of that can be attributed to the early foul trouble.
Here's the prodigy. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. The prodigy's got 16 points.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
14 seconds.
Here's Sloan. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Well, he shoots the ball with a lot of confidence from the line. He's very comfortable there, 84% on the season.
He's been a completely different guy at the line this season. I mean, last year, you weren't sure what you were going to get when he got to the stripe. And there's no way we could have expected such a huge increase in those free throw percentage numbers.
That savvy little up fake there, fooling the D. 18 points for the prodigy.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
On the wing, George. They just worked San Antonio in that last game.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Here's the prodigy. And no good trying to get that one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
Anderson and Davis, they're in the middle. The prodigy is out there with Norris Cole. And it's Cunningham in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Sloan dishes to George. Scola sets a screen for George. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. George has got 6.
Man, he shows us he knows how to finish with a flourish.
Cole, the pass to the prodigy. He feeds it to Cole. Pass to the prodigy. Lets it fly from 18. Another one falls for New Orleans.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Allen with the screen for George. Stuckey into the lane. Got a piece of it. 6 to shoot, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
And a moment to check out Anthony Davis here. What a run he's had. The past few weeks have been just tremendous for him. 5th in blocks. And he's been such a good offensive player. His patience, his efficiency, he's ranked in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And Steve, you said it. I mean, he ranks in the top 5 in blocks per game, and that puts him in his rightful place as one of the most feared defenders in the league right now.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Hill kicks to George. Passes it to Stuckey. Stuckey left side. will not go. This is off the front iron. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a win against the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, that one was a very physical game, and it played right into their hands. You know, a lot of their points came at the foul line.
Yeah, and it also led to a lot of foul trouble for some of the key guys they were up against. So don't forget about that part of it either.
Hill dishes to West. Good. The assist goes to Hill. 6 points for David West. Pelicans leading by 14. Cole the pass to the Prodigy. Stuckey brings the double team to the inside. It's stolen by West. Outside Hill. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. The dish to West. Shot clock at 6. It's back to Hill. Fires from deep. That's good. Hill's got 6 points.
Now, they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
New Orleans has gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Evans passes to the Prodigy. Feeds to Cunningham. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Cunningham's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
For 3, Hill. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys. George Hill, an efficient combo guard. He was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day deal back in 2011. That was a Kawhi Leonard trade, with Leonard, of course, going to the Spurs. It's a trade that benefited both sides.
Pacers trail by 10. Here's George. And good coming on the assist by Rodney Stuckey. And it's 8 points for Paul George. The Pelicans have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Davis with a screen on Stuckey. Here's the Prodigy. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Pelicans lead by 10.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Stuckey drives inside. That's good.
Well, they really started to come on here in the second.
Playing much better here, guys, and it looks like they're starting to make up some ground. We'll see if that can continue.
They double him with George. Evans kicks to Cole. Here's the Prodigy. Drills the three-pointer. The Prodigy's got 33 points.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
West setting the pick for George. Shot off the screen. The rebound by the Prodigy.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
Evans passes to the Prodigy. And that one's on target from the wing. The Prodigy's got 35.
Great job from behind the arc this quarter. I mean, shooting just under 60% for the game. I mean, that's smoking.
Hill dishes to George. West setting the pick for George. Hill kicks to Stuckey.
Well, it seemed slightly controversial when it was introduced a few seasons ago, but I think we can all agree now that the new flopping fines have been a big success. Flopping seems to have gone down across the board.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats.
Dialed in from long range. I like it.
You know, another thing they've done well, guys, this first